Okay, this part has two. This is where you get a choice of two endings. We're gonna go ahead and do. I went ahead and made a save state because I don't want to repeat the final battle again. Actually, you know what? I will repeat the final battle. Why not? You know, I can probably do something with that. So let's go. Yeah. All that happens. You in battle with Orsted, one-on-one. I screw up. Right on. Alicia. I can't stand it. He's like I was long ago. Gramps, was this the right? And there you go. So that's one of the endings. I'll let the credits scroll, and I guess I'll start talking about the game. I enjoyed the game, but I would classify this as kind of like a casual RPG because it's actually rather short. If you're not doing any of the extra stuff, like the extra bosses that you have to grind for, it's a rather short game. There's very short chapters that lead up to, you know, the final chapter and all that good stuff. And this final chapter can be very short depending on how quickly you want to just run through it, and you know how skilled your character is or over leveled you are. But I think the biggest issue is just the lack of information the game provides. Like a lot of the characters have so many moves, but a lot of them are just useless, and you have no idea if they're useless or not until you use them. Some of them will tell you a little bit, like it's based off like a certain stat, and that can help you a little bit. But even then, you don't know the base power of any of your moves, so you don't know how much your like stats will actually influence it. So you're kind of stuck just using the same moves over and over again, simply because they're the only ones that you know that are effective, and you don't know if any of the others actually will do anything. And if you try them out, you're wasting a turn, and you're just gonna get hit. You know, as you see it with some of the bosses, you can get killed in a matter of hits, so you don't really have time to experiment. The combat system is weird, just to put it bluntly. It's very, very weird. It's not turn-based. It's not CT based. It's not ATB. Whoa, frame rate. It's not it's not live action, definitely. It's like a mixture of a lot of different battle types. It has turns in it, and it has a turn order. It does have a turn order, but it's not a turn order based off speed or anything. The only thing speed decides is how quickly you activate your charge time moves, which is kind of where the time and the CT system kind of comes in. But despite that, it still doesn't work right, because anytime you take an action, the enemy gets an action. Oh, and time spun on forever and ever. And apparently the emulator is glitching a little bit. Ellipses. So you press A, and yeah, so you get stuck here. That's what happens if you kill Orsted. But you've noticed it. Like, if I take an action, even if I have 4 party members against 1 enemy, all that means is that all it means is I'm giving the opponent more actions. Just like if there's a lot of enemies versus 1 of my characters, all it does is give me more actions. It's a kind of a weird back and forth system. The only game I can think of that's very similar in this sort of mechanic is the online card game Sword Girls. Because Sword Girls, it's no matter how many cards there are, it'll go back and forth. Though in Sword Girl's case, it at least has a little bit balancing. Like the same enemy doesn't attack over and over again unless it's counterattacking. In this case, the enemy just gets free actions if you have more people. The combat system's designed for the smaller chapters where you only have 1 or 2 people, and I'm getting messages. But like when you get to the final chapter where you have 4 people, it doesn't work out because it's not designed for it. Anyway, yes, this is okay. Let's go ahead and talk to you real quick. Welcome, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. let's see how fast we can do this with a cola bottle. So what? But yeah, that was my beefs about the game. It's like I consider it a casual RPG, which is not too bad. It's very short. There's not very much depth as far as like planning and stuff is concerned. I mean, it's a neat little combat system, but it's just not polished, which is probably why the game never came out in the US. Anyway, here we go again. I'm not gonna go for the mole because the mole I can't take it out with the cola bottle. So let's see how this goes. Cola bottle. Let's hit 2 of them at once. Hey, you actually hit with anti-field and did no damage. Go, Masaru. This is all you. Masaru actually did pretty well against the mouth. Oh. Has over 1,000 HP. Alright. That phase is over. So yeah, if you can actually take hits and you have the cola bottle, you could probably just win this game with just Pogo. A lot more damage than 200, that's for sure. This thing has more than 2,000 HP, apparently. Not sure why I only did 360. Sorry for the awful, awful noise. Alright, time for the other ending. Okay. Now, finish me. No way. And all you have to do is just walk away. Do 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 do. Bye, Orsted. Now, if all the people that show up is all the people you actually invited into your party. So if you miss some people, I don't think they appear here. Anyway, not bad. Of course. It's not over yet. Really? Even if I'm beaten, I'll keep on living. You must know the meaning of Odio. What are you gonna do? V-slash me? From ancient times. Until the distant future. You can probably take a guess what's going to happen. An arrow's a piece. An arrow's 4. In all places. In all times. The impetus of all conflict. See, Lee's in the center because she's awesome. The eternal sentiment that will not die so long as there are humans to perpetuate it. It is hatred. It is Odio. Don't you dare. Don't you dare patronize me. So yeah, depending on who your leader is, it decides the dialogue. And guess what? We're doing what we just did before. So, you know, Odio thinks, you know, making us fight all the bosses we beat. Do it all over again. Anyway, it's all the same dialogue, so I'm not going to say anything about... I'm not rereading it. I mean, if you really must, you can always look through my Odio playthrough again to see the dialogue. I don't even know the specific chapters. I was actually going to go through all the dialogue first before I go into the fight. Come now, blah blah blah. Story-wise, the game's... the story's alright. It's kind of weird, I have to say, especially the whole Orsted becoming the Demon King thing. It's very... he gets screwed over so bad, it's amazing. Like, I don't know the thought process of Strabo, of why he would do that. Especially that whole living in the mountain type, living inside the statue thing for, like, you know, days with the princess. Toad power. I think this is all with our updated stats as well, so, like, these fights will be a breeze for most of the characters. And you shouldn't be at any threat of actually dying. Especially if you have the cola bottle, but I suppose I'll probably go through it without the cola bottle. There's no reason to use it. It'll also give me an opportunity to show off all the final attacks, so... Well, except for Akira's, but he's not important. I'm like triple my level for this fight. Well, not quite triple, but pretty close. No, actually, I think I'm like quadruple. Anyway. Yeah, this is just like the Odio fights, so you don't have to deal with the minions or anything, so... Let's go ahead and kill this thing with goldfish. Whoa, debuffs. Got to have goldfish. Really? You're just gonna do high-speed analysis? And battle over. Alright, let's see, I don't even remember what moves I was supposed to use for this fight. Yeah, 798. And battle over. I guess it's based off stats or something. I don't know. I didn't know the robot was based off anything. Oh, you don't get your friend in this. Whatever his name was. I don't even remember. Yeah, I could just take the hits. Battle over. Next. Oh, by myself? That's not fair. I wanted to use Lala. And I'm now doing no damage. Wonderful. And I'm paralyzed. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have the King Fang on Pogo. This might be a problem. That's okay, we got a bunch of these. I can rebuff myself. Go ahead and buff myself again. See if that helps. Yep, battle over. So it has less HP apparently. Oh yeah, good old Massaro battle music going. Alright. You want to move up here. One damage. We're doing good. I suppose if you didn't level up Massaro at all, this fight could be potentially deadly. Or, you know, never picked him up. Alright. Hurricane Shot. It's an AoE move that kind of spreads its shots around, kind of like how the missile attack works. But if there's only one target... Aww. Oh, paralyzed. I did not know it did that. Oh, it's diagonal, I forgot. It's one of these moves. There we go. That right there did 999 damage. Which is the most overpowered move in the game besides the cola bottle. And battle over. We're back. What? Why can't I win? Isn't this my destiny? What is the difference between you and I? You remind me so much of myself. I used to envy people the way you do, but that's wrong. Just because you want something doesn't mean you'll get it. But if you persevere, you will get what you want in the end, I think. Especially at level 32. So long as you do your best and don't give up, you'll succeed. Just don't give up. That's all I have to say. That's a lot more than what Sundown says. Don't give up. I've given up already. Given up being human. When I die, you'll all be able to return to your own world. But don't forget, anyone can become a king of demons, as long as hatred still exists in any world at any time. I think the next king of demons is going to be Masaru. I'm calling it. So there you go. He dies, but this time it's legit. This way of dying apparently makes you be free. However that works. Don't forget, anyone can become a king of demons, Masaru. As long as hatred still exists in any world at any time. See ya, Cube. Go make coffee. I'm happy enough. At least I have a place to go home to. I have faith. The dawn will always break through the dark of night. You wanna guess it? You wanna guess it? Love. The only word he can say. I'll continue my quest to become the Demon King. To be the strongest, I mean. And so, life goes on. Ellipses. Thank you, Gramps. So, regular color returns to the world. Everyone's still dead, I think. But, you know, at least the animals will be alright, I guess. Maybe. Good job, Pogo. That damn gorilla. Good old Cube. Really? Really again, Mad Dog? And Masara, always in his room that only has glass windows. There's no door there. Does it work? Nope. And Oboro's probably going out to kill another 100 people. Or fly. Whichever. Is this where the credits roll? And there you go. So that's a happy ending. As I said before, the main complaints is the battle system's weird. It doesn't. It's like mixed all together. It doesn't know what it wants to be, and it's not designed for full parties. Like I was better off only having like just Lee and Cube, but I didn't really have that option once you recruit your people. You can't get rid of people. You can replace them. You can't get rid of them, unfortunately. So once you get a 4-person party in the final chapter, you're kind of stuck with them. And as I mentioned before, there's no real descriptions for any of the moves you pick up. Like, you notice I was shocked that I did paralysis with Hurricane Shot. I didn't know it did that. Like, there's nothing in the description that tells it does that, and you don't know if certain moves do debuffs. It's just kind of, you know, very vague on that stuff. But I mean, like I said, this is pretty much, you gotta kind of take it as just a casual RPG, because a lot of that details don't really matter too much. Hey, look, you did your special move, and it didn't stop Hulk Hogan. But yeah, but overall, I enjoyed the game. That was fun. You guys apparently enjoyed it. There is a Toho version of this game called Toho Alive. Unfortunately, it's kind of not working correctly. You can do the individual chapters, but unfortunately, you can't make it work with the entire game. and because of that, you can't do the final chapter or anything like that. So it's kind of just kind of a short mishmash of short stories, and in some cases, you won't really get much out of it. But I probably won't be messing with that, not anytime soon. I already have a Touhou RPG on the in the works. As for the next LP, I'll be doing Brain Lord, as I mentioned in my update video. I've already gotten parts recorded of it. But yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and let the credits roll, and if I can think of anything else, I'll try to entertain you guys. But, as far as I'm concerned, this is a done Let's Play. This one went on for a little while, simply because there's just so many multiple stories and such. I will say that none of the characters are really balanced, to say the least. Like I said, Sundown's kind of weak, but he has the most overpowered move. Well, I mean, some of them are alright, but some of them are like completely useless. Like, Akira's spells and stuff just don't fit in this type of game that's based off a mixture of CT, turn-based, and what have you. But I suppose if you do enough grinding with any of the characters, you'll get them leveled up. Yeah, like I said about the level up system, if you don't take any if that character doesn't take an action in combat, they get reduced experience, which is really, really messed up. Because if you have a character like a support character like, I don't know, Akira, who actually needs to gain levels, it really messes him up. Cube doesn't really need to worry about that because he doesn't level up, but you know what I mean. And some characters are just simply better at doing damage, and it's better off to use them, so they get all the experience and the rest of the characters kind of get slower level ups. It's just a minor, well actually it's kind of a serious gripe, but for this type of game it's not that serious, simply because of how the game works. Yeah, this fantasy world still has no one alive. But everyone somehow got back to it. Well, that's kind of a haggard picture of Lee. I think it's whoever you pick gets the picture for the end screen. But there you go. And it goes back to the title screen. Yep. And that's it. Since that's, yeah, I've shown everything. I've shown all the extra stuff. There's nothing else to show about this game. I showed all the endings, so yeah, I am done with this Let's Play. I am The Depressed Eeyore, and this was Leave I Leave. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next LP.